of the series on adding extra features to the demo adventure game in the gallery. So in this one, what we're going to try to do here is take the existing code that we have for collecting all these objects, right? So you can see with each event listener, we have a whole bunch of code there. And this gets tedious having to copy and paste that when we have lots and lots of these event listeners. So what we want to try to do here is to use functions to our advantage. Okay, so a function basically lets us abstract away the details of what happens so we can focus on just using the function. So in this case, we're going to create a function, and we're going to call it handle item collection. Now you can call it anything you want, but generally you want to have your names for functions be meaningful, so that way just by looking at the name of it you can tell what it does, and that way you don't need to go and look at the code. And for this we're going to need a parameter. Alright, and this parameter will allow us to tell the function what item to delete later. Now we could leave this at any, but since we know it's going to be a scene item, meaning clickable things in the scene or collidable things, we'll choose scene item for this, and we'll hit create function. Code to that function. So to do this, we're basically going to take the entirety of the existing code, right? And so I'll click on the first line, hold down the shift button, and then click on the last line, and right click to copy that, take it over here, and paste it in. Okay. Now notice how it says delete roast turkey, but I want it to be generic so that way it will work for any item. So what I'll do is I'll take this parameter and I drag it here into the delete block. So now when I call the function, I'll specify what item I want, and then it will delete it for me. Okay, now I don't need to do that anywhere else in the code because the second line of code is talking about the score, and the third line is setting the display to show that score. So what I'll do now is go ahead and call this function. All right, so here in this first event listener, I'm going to then delete the existing code that's in there. Okay, and then I go to my function drawer and I drag in that handle item collection function call. Okay, so that's the one that we just created. And so here I have roast turkey. All right, so I need to make sure that this also says roast turkey 1. Okay, now I can do the same thing over here. All right, and again drag in the handle item collection and do roast turkey 2. Now to speed up this process, if you have more items, then you would just again duplicate this and then choose whichever item it is and just make sure this box here, all right, suppose I have door and door, just make sure those two match each other, and that's it. When test it, it should all work as intended. And there we go. Turkey has disappeared and my score updates properly.